Hello everyone, my name's Calling Me Crazy. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I have an inbox at askmecrazyquestions@gmail.com. If you want to send me any questions my way, any advice, kind of like a Woody's gamer tag, if you ever heard of that before, I'm sure many of you have. Yeah, I'd be happy to make a separate video on it and discuss whatever kind of topic or question you have. Today I got some Modern Warfare Remastered gameplay. I kind of popped off of this RPD here on Pipeline, and I want to talk about burnout because it happens a lot. Whether you're making videos on YouTube or you're just a creative person like me that does a lot of art stuff, whether it's like in a career or a hobby, you name it. It could be anything, really. Anything that you feel like has an artistic element to it. You kind of find yourself at a standstill sometimes. You know, you're not feeling the creative juices coming, you don't feel great about what you're making, or you're not as good as you used to be, like you reach the peak and you can't get back to that peak. Um, get a lot of bad negative thoughts, and it starts to become something you dread, you know, like a task you just got to get done with. I've been there before plenty of times where I've drawn something and I'm like, man, I really don't want to keep drawing, just because I just want to get it done and get it out of the way. And we live in a time where, you know, things are just clicks away and we get everything really quickly, and satisfactory comes at literally like a click of a finger or a swipe or something. And you got to find a way to combat that and slow down that sort of excessiveness and accessibility of getting everything you want, you know, instantly. You know, the instantaneous thing. When it comes to, you know, any sort of thing that you do art with, it takes a long time to build that like skill. It's like a creative skill you build. Takes time, takes patience, practice, and a good bit of studying, especially if you just like really want to get good at it. I think time's the biggest one. If you enjoy it, of course you're going to spend a lot of time doing it. Some people even make it their own careers, and we always, you know, expect a result, you know, right away. We want to be done with it and have something to show off, and that could be a real big problem. And there's a lot of different ways you can look at burnout. Two really big ones, I would say, are maybe the two different types of pace that you have with your art. You might be doing art too fast and you feel like you're lacking behind or running out of ideas, or you're maybe doing it too slow where you can't finish your stuff. You know, I might be on a drawing. I've definitely had a couple of drawings that would go over a year, and I just didn't want to work on them anymore. I just stopped it. I just gave up. I wanted to move on and go to the next thing, and it all gets set at a certain point. You find a good speed. It's good to find a nice, comfortable speed where you're not killing yourself. You know, it doesn't feel like you're dying after an art session, and you can pick it up the next day or maybe a few days. And it's really important to take breaks. I think that's my second piece of advice, is to take breaks. I took a year off of drawing. That might be a little excessive to some people, but I felt like it was necessary. Between that and the last time I took like a year-long break was maybe like 6 or 7 years. So I was drawing like every week or maybe every other week, and I was drawing a lot. And I got good at it. I felt great about where I was when I last left off, but again, it felt like a task. I felt like something I just had to get done right away, and that's bad. That's where burnout just creeps in, and it could be with videos too. I've had some moments, you know, I'm not gonna lie, on this channel where I've made some videos that I'm not super proud of, but I kind of just wanted to get them out of the way, just to have my upload schedule stay the same. And I've learned over time that it's fine to like skip an upload or upload on a different day. Like, it's not the biggest gripe in the world unless you're looking to make money with your art career or like on YouTube. And you know, YouTube really prides consistency. That's where it might be a little more of a problem. But you can always change your deadlines, you can always change your schedule. You're not stuck to something, you're not glued to like strictly what you made and then you can't change it ever again. I think that's like a big part about like the pace, is you can change your pace of your, you know, process, whatever your process is, when it comes to your art. You don't have to stick with the same process. You evolve over time. You learn new tricks. You learn new things. You experiment. You get better at it. Maybe you get faster at it, or maybe you add on things so you take a lot more time and are more thorough. I feel like I'm a pretty thorough person when it comes to my art, so picking it back up again, I definitely was a lot more thorough this time around, and that's okay. It made me feel a little slow, but I still was proud of what I made at the end result. And that's like a big thing too. You gotta not like look at what you're trying to do. You gotta look at the process of what you're doing. I mean, it's good to have a goal, of course. You need like something to achieve when it comes to like an art piece or a project. Um, but you're not wanting to like grab onto that idea so hard where it's like you just want to get it done and have that product as fast as possible. You got to learn to love the process and trust the process at the same time. Because if you don't do that, then you're gonna really fucking hate doing your art. And I think that's just where people fall out of it, and then they don't pick it up anymore. You know, they leave it alone for too long. They might feel like they don't have the skill anymore. I definitely questioned that during my hiatus. I was like, I don't know if I can get back to where I was before. And then lo and behold, when I started back up, I was like, you know what? It's not too bad. You know, like I can do it. I can make the same quality I left off on. And it's like riding a bike. You know, you don't really lose that muscle memory of whatever your art is once you pick it back up. Or once you establish it, I guess. You get that learning curve. And you don't have to do just one creative thing. You can do multiple creative things. I do all sorts of stuff. I kind of, took away my drawing for YouTube, and those are two completely different mediums, but I find enjoyment in both of them. I also do creative stuff at my job where we use programming to make art. I mean, that's like completely different from drawing with a pencil and paper or like a pen or something. And no matter what you do, just know that you are going to make more bad art than good art. That's just how it goes. You know, you're going to go through all your different types of sketches, all your different paintings, all your different phases of art. You're going to look back at it and be like, wow, I did so bad before, and now I'm so much better. And just know that it takes a lot of effort and a lot of tries to get to a good point in your art journey. I think that's really important that people forget that it's okay to make bad stuff because you're going to make bad stuff regardless. And it's also not good to compare yourself to others. Instead of looking at someone else's art or whatever it is, take inspiration from it. Don't take it as like something that's offensive. You want to take it as a tip or a trick or something you can use, a style choice or anything like that, and put it into your own spin of things. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a comment down below if you're dealing with burnout or you have some other tips that other people can read, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!